Doing turnarounds, doing turnarounds, getting super rich. Turnarounds. It's kind of like how I'm turning my channel around after not doing super well. Turnarounds. It's like getting gear. It's like getting gear that helps us do the turnaround because we got some new shoes. We got some new shoes. Look, I got some Bumblebee shoes. Am I going to be sporting this on the runway at New York Fashion Week, September 8th through 23? Yes, absolutely yes. New York Fashion Week, because we now can bank slightly better because we're doing a turnaround and establishing more bank accounts. I'm going to need these guys later. Why? Because whoever asked the question, hey, can we convince a stuffed animal to help us do a turnaround? Can we? I think we can because we don't need the consent of the stuffed animal. We don't. We just need the stuffed animal to do what stuffed animals do, which is sit there, be cute, and cause people to say, hey, Larry, why the F do you have a starfish? And is that starfish going to make more money than I did last year? Starfish, is this MicroStrategy rebranded into strategy, turning around a sub $2 billion company on the fritz, on the cusp of going under, to turning it into the most valuable company in the world? What's today? Today's July 31. Am I telling you that Feng Li is going to make a sign? Dare I say, a Larry Chang sign that says strategy, we're number one, most valuable company in the world. I'm telling you this July 31, 2025. Am I doing a turnaround while I'm doing a turnaround? While I'm making bumblebee jokes? Yes. Katie Reyna says, Asian. Katie Reyna, welcome. Why do you say Asian? I know why you're saying Asian. I just want you to say it. 847 Global says, your name is Larry Chang. Thank you. Thank you. I am a member of the tribe. Can I get a what? What? I think you just did. Loving your channel. Loving your channel as always. Oh, so much love. Waya Chaka. So much love. Am I making you uncomfortable to pin your message? Katie Reyna, do I have your consent to pin? Do I have your consent to pin? Do I have your consent to pin you? Am I talking about consent at sunrise? Yeah, I am. Why? Because it was dark. Now the sun's up and it's super light. Well, not super light yet because the sun just rose. Who's on fire from last night? Still, you should smell me right now. You should smell me right now because my smell cannot be turned around because it's just going to smell better and better as this video progresses. because I wasn't joking about Bumble. I have ginormous feet that get in the way. Look at these new shoes. You like the Bumblebee themed shoes? Right? Bumblebee doing a turnaround where we do what? Doing a turnaround where we do what? What are we doing? What do you guys want to do? We're going to cook. We're not going to say LC signs for Larry Chang signs. We're not. Because that business already got turned around with a funny Asian guy named Tony. Tony from Larry Chang signs. It's not that there's a ginormous ego involved. It's that there's a ginormous evidence of work, proof of work. Did you hook up with that half that blonde chick you were chatting with yesterday? Busted. Do you choke? Do you choke while eating a banana? No, because you want to chew your food before imbibing it. Wait, your name is Tony? What? No, we're doing a turnaround. Tony from LC Signs is turning around Larry Chang Signs. This is a sign that's a fortune cookie that is, can you get Tony mixed up with Larry Chang? Yes, you can. I don't know how you mix up Asian people. Actually, I do know how you mix up Asian people. In fact, I brought some show and tell materials. I brought work. I brought I brought work. You want to see it? You want to see it? I want to show it to you. I want to show it to you. I want to show it to you. Do I have your consent to show you something? Do I have your consent to show you something? Asian. Old Glory. Is this as confusing to the rest of the chat as it is to me? So you can try to commiserate and drag other crabs down with you as we are all crabs in a pot. But I don't want to be a crab in a pot. I want to be an Asian cowboy shot out of a cannon into your heart. You thought I was going to say into the top of Mount Everest. But I don't want to shoot you up that far because your lower health would put your life in jeopardy. I want to get you to a higher base camp. I want to not live rent free between your ears. I want to live between your ears, producing a little bit of revenue, just a tip, just a little bit of revenue. I'm a crab. I'm the pot. You thinking that you're a pot denies the fact that you have comments that are logged forever in Gemini, artificial intelligence, because we're on YouTube, we're doing Web 2. Hi, if this is your first video, let me introduce myself. I'm Larry Chang. This video is on turnarounds. What are we turning around? Yeah, we're turning around some of the people in this room, AKA self improvement. But what we're really doing is we're really documenting Bumble turnaround. Am I going to try to get you to sign up for Bumble and pay a lifetime subscription for unlimited usage? No. What I do want to do before you even open up the Bumble app by Whitney Wolf and help the company not drop 96% in stock value is this. Can we become Bumble best friends? Cowboy, you don't know that. Oh, I do know that. Anthony Enriquez says, "Hi, I'm your 1 millionth subscriber." Uh, okay. That's why I did a video honoring Anthony Enriquez called Anthony Enriquez subscriber number that ends in a zero. I DGAF about subscriber totals. Why? Oh my God. Right on topic for turnaround. You thought I was going to brag about how I made more money with two bumblebees than the last five generations of your family. This is not that video. Well, this just became that video. But what this video is watch the video called How I Make 550K on YouTube. Turnarounds, permission. You don't ask YouTube if you can make money. That's like asking the school teacher, "Hey, postmenopausal, why did you label my Chinese child named Lawrence Chang a retard?" Because when Tom Chang, my dad, heard that his son was retarded, he just laughed and he goes, "At least he's good looking." Because we don't wait for people with polycystic ovarian syndrome to cause their body's inflammation that leads to vaginal non perfection to brain rot their brain into determining that Larry Chang's retarded. Me, I'm Larry Chang. And so, what we can do is we can determine our own fortune. Oh, is this my LC sign? Yes, fortune cookies, which is me a little too excited to do this turnaround, which is to finish the point, is seeing that we don't need to wait for YouTube to magically, oh, the monetization button is now available to you. What? Oh, you're going to need 15 million shorts video views. You're going to need blah 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 blah. Need. No, no, no. I don't need to adhere to your algorithm, which is why this algorithm is starting to explode because I'm coding the algorithm. I'm coding the counter to doom scroll. I'm coding the hate and hate speech and your own temporary negativity. Why? Because it's sunrise. I'm super sexy. I cannot be stopped. Everywhere I go, vagina gets thrown. Am I going to sleep with every girl that wants to sleep with me? Uh, uh, I plead the fifth. But what I do know is that we can be best friends on Bumble. Actually, I don't really ever want to talk to you in the real world. How real did this video just get? I don't care how hot you are, okay? I don't care how hot you are. I don't care because that's meeting hot girls on Web 2 that are older than 22 and younger than 23. Yeah. I get it. You're blonde and you have giant boobs. I get it. But why don't we take your sexiness and instead of throwing vagina this direction, we do this. We connect with the content that I am providing so that way everybody can get slightly better turning around their week because it's mother scratching awesome on a Thursday? Is this TUTIUTT? Yeah, actually it is. Things I used to think. Is this TITS? Tits? It kind of is because it's Texas Institute of Technology and Sciences. Am I co-founding this college with Elon Musk, who said it as a joke? Elon, he started a company called Zip2. He took, oh my God, did he start Web 12? I started Web 12, which is Texas Institute Technology and Sciences. Tits. Who loves tits? Who loves eager this guy? Who loves eager newbies gaining revenue? It's not that I like giant boobs. It's not that at all. It's truly not that at all. It's not that at all. What happens when you get really nice boobs and a small waist is that you feel like you deserve more. That's not saying that you're entitled. You just think that the world works really well. I think that the world works really well because my power animal is a blonde female. My power animal is not polar bear, okay, who would take apart a human in 2 seconds. My power animal is not an elephant who remembers everything everywhere all the time and then can just smell. Oh, you smell fertile. Oh, you smell like you're ovulating. We better use 2 condoms. This company smells like it could be $4 trillion, Feng Li, because look at how many Asian dudes I meet before they become CEO. Because if you think I'm batting 1,000 when it comes to blonde billionaires, you think, well, why am I okay? Batting 1,000. You know who didn't bat 1,000? Jesus. Jesus only batted like 500. Is this slanderous? Nope. It's foreplay for a quick prayer. Let's close your eyes, let's bow our heads, and let's pray this awesome prayer that I'm going to lead us in. Father Lord, it's me, Larry Chang. It's me, LC Signs. I made a sign. Here's a sign. Jesus, I'm not sorry that I shit talked you by me saying that I bat 1,000 and that you only batted 500. Why? Because you could have batted 1,000, but you instead batted 500 because you dumbed yourself down in the same way that you put yourself in human form with your immaculate birth, right? You could have batted 1,000. Batting 500, in case people are confused in the prayer and concerned in the prayer, which is this: when you were getting crucified at no fault to you, two co crucifiers were with you. Two dudes who deserved to be crucified on the cross. Two dudes. Jesus, I guess, in the middle, which is actually pretty good placement. That's a question I have is, did you get crucified in the middle? But you know what? You didn't get crucified in the middle because that way you'd have to talk. Hey, hey, I'm the I'm Jesus. It's nice to meet you. I don't see that happened like that. I see it as you being on one side and the two dudes who are getting crucified. Okay, batting 500. What are we talking about here? We're talking about one dude was like, "Oh, that's Jesus. He doesn't deserve to be here." And the other guy was like, "Fuck that guy, Jesus. I'm not believing any of it." And then Jesus, you could have convinced the other guy so that way he could have gotten into heaven, but you didn't, so that way you could have a hilarious story of you only batting 500. That's batting 500. Lord Jesus, thank you for letting me bat 1,000 when it comes to blonde billionaires in America who have giant boobs and are hot. And thank you for the next crop of blondes that are currently up my asshole because I'm so hot. Father Lord, I guess thank you for my super hot face and my ginormous brain. And hopefully that bountiful boatload of things I'm not going to motorboat, all of them, makes people curious about Christ, right? Right? I see Jesus as a funny, obnoxious, fun guy with just a waft of being hilarious and Jewish, which I identify as. That people can be curious about your life and you doing turnarounds, water into wine, turnarounds, your mentees, your disciples, doing turnarounds. Thank you, Lord, for all the money that I get to steward. Please don't have all that money, even though I love money, cause me to separate from you. Oh, wait, it didn't because I prayed super hard when I made all that money junior year in college. Thank you for all that money and keep me safe from all the vagina that gets thrown at me at 130 miles an hour because that's 30 miles an hour than I throw. Also, Foul Lord, if you maybe, want to bless me with that, help me throw 110 miles an hour with my left arm and my right arm and let me throw a football 90 yards. Why? Because then my July 31st prayer would be like, hey, he prayed for it and he got it. He doesn't even exercise very hard. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Nailed it. Nailed it. Hashtag winning. Hashtag winning. Hashtag winning. Let's focus on turnarounds. This is going to take a trip to the library, which is reading a book on turnarounds. If last year you're at zero point 0.0 book, that's okay because this is the first textbook that you will buy on your own. Why? Because my channel's on what they don't teach you in school, and strategic management 353 sounds like it's over your head. I'm telling you that me and Irv Grosbeck were not super brilliant. This is abundance manifested. Let's delve into Irv Grosbeck. IRV Grosbeck. Grousbeck. Irv Grosbeck. Larry, what the F was that? That was super. Oh, are you offended? Are you offended by, like, there's no victim card to play here. There's no victim card to play. Exactly. 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 Getting attention because you're offended is not how money works. Oh, you can you can bring your brand of branding to that, or you can say, "OMG, Larry, that was the best prayer ever." You haven't seen young pope or new pope because Why can't I pray as obnoxiously as the Pope, right? Like, there's nothing that is hierarchical. You're back to the hierarchy. I figured it out. You're back to the hierarchy. There is no hierarchy. Hey, he chose to bat 500. He chose to bat 500 for a reason. Maybe you should explore that. Maybe you should explore that because now that we're exploring that, we're going to tie in your shock and awe to the topic that we're talking about. Irv Grousbeck, Larry Chang, LC Signs, Tom Brady, which is Larry, you remind me now you say wise stuff and talk shit at times. So, what we're doing is this. What we're doing is this. Jesus rose after he died. 500 people saw. Why did Jesus only bat 500? And why did only 500 people witness his return? It wasn't like 50 people saw, but it also wasn't like 5 million people saw or 1 million people saw because Jesus let himself be seen after 3 days of death by 500 people, which is beyond, but it still takes faith because if he really wanted to convert everybody on the planet, Jesus would have stayed 60 years. Because remember, he was only 33 when he was crucified. So he could have stayed 60 to 70 years, in which case people would be like, oh, yeah, I remember that guy. He was crucified, he died, and he became emperor of Rome, right? But he didn't. But he didn't. And so that causes some doubt in losers who can't see it, right? That's why he batted 1,000. Yeah, at 33. So after rising, he could have easily lived another 50 years because there's no damage he healed. So he could have lived another 20 years and then 100,000 people would have seen him. And then what would have happened? Zero doubt, right? Zero doubt. Zero doubt. Oh, does it offend you? Oh, does it offend you that 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 you're getting owned right now by a Chinese cowboy? No, you love it. You love it, right? Exactly. Exactly. Which is similar to Jesus choosing to bat 500. Two dudes also getting crucified, three people. Jesus plus two. One guy got into heaven because he said, yes, I believe. Thank you. And the other guy was like, no. Could Jesus, using infinite wisdom and time distortion, kind of like me, which is you realizing that Jesus chose to not bat 1,000. I'm choosing to bat 1,000. Why am I batting 1,000 with all the gifts that God gave me? Because it's funny and because I want to do the unofficial Victoria's Secret fashion show. Why? Victoria's Secret, the stock dropped a crap ton when Victoria's Secret decided to load up some incredibly PCOS likely females, polycystic ovarian syndrome females, endometriosis. It's where the inflammation in your stomach and everywhere in your body causes your uterine lining to malfunction and grow outside of the uterus. Who is an expert at all things vagina vagina chemical relating to entrepreneurship and vagina health. This guy, which is us loading up on some green tea. Doing a turnaround. What's required in doing a turnaround? Mm, mm. Not drunk. Didn't drink last night. Not drunk. High on green tea. Ray, Chinese guy, knows about women parts. I don't get when guys really, really, really like pussy, yet understand nothing, Like, if you really, really, really want to visit Silicon Valley, wouldn't you study and prepare to win inside of Silicon Valley? Right? Turnarounds. A $3 book, Irv Grosbeck. Because I used to think that you need to ask for permission or wait. What we can do instead of that is solve Irv Grosbeck's chapter 17 as we solve lecture number 11. Cowboy, cowboy, cowboy. I'm going to filter some of this water by unleashing a trouser snake fire hose of urine into my toilet. So why don't you explain to people what 1808 is? Explain while I relieve and fill a 55-gallon drum. Explain 1808. Is this your first video? Welcome. New people, welcome. This is not a clique. This is not a pre-existing group. It's just we tend to talk in advanced ways, and no, this is not Bible study group. I mean, it is, but it's it's this. It's what we don't learn in school. It's us winning at life because we're positive. It's us exploring things that we used to think so that way we can think new things, or we can just re-spam the same jokes because we're robots, or worse than a robot is a real person who's an NPC. And we can say, oh, this is the worst Christian class ever. Or we can realize, hey, Larry's talking to non believers, whereas your Catholic background has me asking you, hey, you washing your butt? Or if you're speaking Yiddish and some older teacher played Beirut with your back door. Oh, it was a torrent. It felt like I was fucking the toilet because there was so much pee. There was so much pee that the pelvic floor released. Let's not talk about pee or poo. Let's talk about chapter 17 and lecture number 11, collateral, default, and rope to choke. This economy right now, it's not just a joke. It's so fraudulent. That's why best of times, best of times. Because 1920s, 2020s, 1820s, 1720s, 1620s, best of times, worst of times. Which is why I forgive the negative comments because you're currently getting screwed right now because the economy's wonky, right? And so you able to sit through a person in abundance is demoralizing. But because you are sitting here, I'm not going to demoralize you. Why? Because I'm going to give you things that I would do if I had $0 and realized it doesn't take money to make money. Hey, Larry Chang, what would you do now if you were young and had no money? Right? Well, I am young, and every day I operate as if I have no money. Why? Because I love the number $0. Why? It's the best reality TV show that you could ever concoct, which is realizing Cockrell Entrepreneurship Club patience, which is you don't need money. You don't need money to make money. You do need balance on a tripod. We just got there. We just got there. Why is $0 so important? Oh, this video is going to be amazing because I just determined the path because I'm turning around my video because my video, my live stream, it needs to be turned around, which is this. The number 0 is impactful because the number 0 is incredibly powerful. The dark forces that traumatized you as a child or now are swirling around you want you to stay at 0. That's crabs in a pot. That's you're the sum total of the 5 people that you hang out with most. That's just how entropy works. Is it pulls you towards 0. That's how gravity works. There's so many forces against it. This is how we're going to leave 0. I will help you. This is what you can do for $0. Tell me a nonfiction book that you own. Tell me a nonfiction book that you own. We are going to read that book together, and our goal will be to make $800 with that book. Let me repeat this exercise, which is $0, which is you find a video that is nonfiction, self improvement that you've watched. We study buddy that video with the goal of making $880. Why are we doing this? Because one, you don't think it's possible. Two, you do think it's possible, you just haven't done it. Three, you've never watched a video and then taken action and then told people, dare I say, bragged about it because it was accidental. You accidentally watched a video that you don't remember who told you what. You made a change and you're like, wow, this YouTube thing's amazing. Or you used YouTube to say, "Hey, how do I open my Mercedes sports car's hood?" And then you used YouTube to do a repair video. This is a repair video. It's a turnaround. This is a repair video. You have the right to repair your circumstance. This is a repair video where I can repair a broken Wall Street stock by slapping a stuffed animal on it and then making four jokes and taking over a restaurant that is faltering. So I'm doing a turnaround as I'm doing a turnaround at 300 West 44th Street in New York City, September 9 through September 23rd, September 8th to September 23rd, while bringing in my friend Patrick McMullen for his 70th birthday party, August 30th. Doing a turnaround because he's feeling like he's aging and not in a good way. Patrick McMullen took my picture and sold it for 600 euro. Think about that. That's way more hilarious than selling my book or a book for $800. Let's say you don't have a book that you own that you haven't read because you stopped buying books because you never read books. What if you read a book knowing that you could make $800 because your Bumble best friend, not Tony from LC Signs, but Larry from LC Signs, Larry Chang Signs. Larry Chang Sign, this is a fortune cookie. Buy Jim Quick's book. Larry, are you Jim Quick? No, I'm Larry Chang. And this is my LC sign, a fortune cookie. Here's your fortune cookie. Buy this book and just sell four numbers: 14, 4, 60, and 162. In fact, you could start selling the book right now for $800 and then go buy one for $14. Definitely below $30. Yes, this is financial advice. Did you write down the numbers? Because I gave you the G spots. I gave you the G spots. Do you believe in G spots? Because I used to not believe things I used to think. I used to think the Grafenberg spot was fictional. Oh, it's real. And it's not where you think it is, underneath the hood, behind the button. No, it's in her mind. Did I just mentor Grafenberg on where the G spot is? Because I'm more of a vagina whisperer. Because hitting the G spot, it's actually not what you want to do. You want to connect the vaginal chemicals into her buying Larry Chang dinner because the chemicals are now aligned where even if you don't convince Larry Chang to sleep with you, which that's a hard sell, right? A lot of vagina, the paralysis of too many choices, the paradox of choice. But what's not a choice? That's a great decision. It's realizing that our vaginas produce chemicals, and those chemicals, they affect our approach as women into entrepreneurship differently. Is this the PhD thesis for gender studies, specifically gender studies, gender reversal entrepreneurship exercises? Yes, because we as women, we can operate as high functioning males by penetrating our distribution as if we have a penis as big as Larry Chang's, mentally, not physically, but also physically, because it's distribution. It's the Achilles heel. Distribution is the Achilles heel of Stanford and Y Combinator. So you don't even need to go to Y Combinator or Stanford. But once you do these things, Y Combinator and Stanford will invite you without you even having to apply. Am I the queen of getting women into Y Combinator without applying? Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Jessica Ma. Jessica MAH. Because when you say Larry Chang, blah, 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 compliment, you're not helping me. People just hate you for complimenting me. They hate you. Why? Because they don't even believe that you know me. Compliments are meant to help you be thankful, have gratitude. Is this not the most vagina whisperer talk you've ever heard? Which is helping us do what? Become limitless. You thought that was just a rant. You thought that was just a diatribe. You thought this was being broadcast from your mom's basement. You thought that, right? You did. Be honest. You thought that. Take off the hat. Come closer. Thank you for flogging your dolphin and talking like you're a guy while playing with your vagina. Because you saying that you're playing with your vagina is probably you cosplaying gender reversal. Back on topic to BDE. What's BDE? Big distribution energy. Because we as women don't distribute ourselves as well because we don't necessarily fail forward in our romantic interludes. I consent. I consent to you. I consent to you doing whatever you're doing to your vagina because because it's not like I can stop you because this is a monologue. 1808 pre-gaming a book. There's one person who's making money and there's evidence for that. And that's Cowboy. That's Cowboy. 1808 pre-gaming a book. Cowboy. What are the four numbers that associate to repeated tidal waves of money washing in? Dare I say, multiple climaxes. What are the four numbers? What are the four numbers? Julian chiming in perfectly because Julian needs his information. New people, welcome. Is this a turnaround video to turn us around? Why? Because traditionally, turnarounds is run by octogenarians. What's an octogenarian? It's an 80-year-old. Yeah. Uh, Cowboy, it's you get A minus, good for $0. Details matter. Getting an A minus, that's great for school, but it's actually detrimental in work because I gave you 4 numbers, not 1 number with 4 numbers. It's 14, 4, 60, and 162. Chapter 14 is speed reading. Chapter 4 is how to read. Chapter or page 60, page 163. Those are the 4 numbers because 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 they all solve your problem also. How meta did that just full circle? Because you also said pre-gaming a book. Good job on your expansion on a prior. So what we're doing here in this turnaround is we're exercising our brain as we turn ourselves around with our financial fortune. We could say some true things, this economy's fucked. We could say some true things, politicians are so crooked. We could say some true things are, that's not fair. I watched Larry Chang make $1 billion. Like, I don't even get it. Or what we can say is, thank you for this information. Thank you. A minus is an Asian F. Exactly. It really is. It really is. That's why I'm letting you get regraded. When I say regraded, it's similar to a baseball scout that says your arm sucks and your choices at the plate are abysmal. And then I say, let's try to rescore that. Scouts rate you 20 to 80. This is me doing a turnaround. Cowboy, what are the numbers? Oh my God. I'm reading Murakami while watching your stream. There you go. There you go. You're diversifying the most genius guy you've ever met. Dare I put myself in danger for calling me myself the number one smartest person in Silicon Valley, right? What? You can't say that. I just did. And I'm telling you that that's true while also telling you that you're reading some some Japanese book. What? Do you see how like you won't write those 4 numbers? And I'm literally getting upset right now. I'm literally getting upset right now. What chapter in this book is speed reading? What chapter in this book is speed reading? I'm literally getting upset. And if you're new, you can learn a lot or at least be entertained with the energy here and experience something legendary if you're just slightly patient. What are the other numbers? What are the other numbers, cowboy, cowboy, cowboy? Which you should change it to your real name because you making fun of me being a cowboy is causing your brain to, oh, I'm reading Murakami while watching your stream. Like you can read a book. You can read a book like yeah, let's why don't you focus on this for now? Rock asked, is Jim Quick his pen name? That is the perfect question. What are the other numbers? What are the other numbers? 14, comma, 4, comma, 60, comma, 163. Those are the numbers. Page 173, page 173, same book. Same book, same book, which is Limitless the movie. Everybody's who's rich is Asian. My God, this video just makes itself, the jokes write themselves. You're not realizing that Bradley Cooper, he reprises his role as cultural appropriation. Look at his eyes. Do you notice something different about him? He's Asian. Look at him. He won a math contest. He doesn't even speak English. Somebody didn't watch Limitless 10 times. I think I got the DVD copy here somewhere. Bradley Cooper, Limitless. Yeah, you finally got it because page 173 is ADD. Good job, Julian Burney. Surpassing Julian, is this your first video? Uh, Good job. You're surpassing Cowboy, Cowboy, Cowboy. This is what I love about small rooms because new people sometimes come in and win. Rock asks, is Jim Quick his pen name? Why is Rock asking actually a really good question? Because it looks like I'm promoting this book as if I wrote it. Let me repeat that because this needs to be clippable as I look for another iPhone. Oh, look. Oh, look. 350 new subs. Like I care. Like I care. Don't care. I care about getting you $1,600 closer to making 550K on YouTube with 16 subscribers. Oh, I was here a few days ago. Welcome back. Video clip coming as my nose itches. Video clip coming. Video clip coming. Oh my God. Oh, I thought you almost said, I almost bought Bitcoin before. I'm like, that's Web 5, dude. Limitless. Hey, is that your pen name? Right? Someone asked that. Named Rock. One, start using your real name. Optional. Two, can we focus on not thinking I'm a math teacher and focus on the fact that here's the math that I'm teaching you as a math teacher, not like Epstein, who, by the way, didn't kill himself, which is, are you Jim Quick? Is that your pen name? The reason that's a good question is the fact that I took notes. I took notes right on the cover of the book. When you look like you're the author, you make money by knowing the book's content better than they do. That's how you make the $1,600. Booyah! 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 Was that amazing? Was that amazing? I think that was amazing. I think that was amazing. I think that was amazing. Do you have any questions? So, to while you're ginning up questions, chap 414, 60, and 163. The first two are chapters. The next two are pages. There's also page, I want to say 168. Do quote me, because chapter 13 is working on your memory. What happens when you're able to talk in depth about a book? People get curious. But do they want to read the book that you made them curious about? No. They just want to throw you money. That's how vagina and money work. Let me repeat that. So when you bring book to this, when you bring book to a coffee shop, when you bring book to a Super Bowl party, people are going to say, "Hey, douchebag, is that your book?" And then you'll be like, do I look like my name's Joe Dispenza? Do I look like my name is Dan Olson? Is that my pen name?" Because I can do this all day. I can do this all day, which is what? Which is sell Steve Blank's book better than Steve Blank. Why? Because Steve Blank doesn't have the confidence to say, if you don't make $275,000 reading my book, you're retarded. Let me repeat that because this is amazing. Why is this amazing? Because AI is real and so is Web 12, where you could take this transcription and already have made money on this. Why? Because everyone that you're in competition with, their brains are broken. Before you thinking that your brain is going to break from me putting too much inside of you, know that when I put it inside of vagina, a baby comes out. Are you going to give birth to a money baby? Maybe. Uh, right now, do you see how like you're so ADD, page 168. You're so ADD, and that's okay. No judgments. So what you're doing is by saying you make a good point, why not just use AI? Is AI actually is going to break your brain even more. And that's why you need to study a physical copy. Julian, so you're saying you can study a book thoroughly and then sell the implementation of it. Uh yeah. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to sum up my summary without you're trying to do this. You're trying to prematurely compress. It's a premature compression algorithm where you don't get to compress it until you expand on a prior. Oh my god, that was amazing. I'm going to clip it for you since you don't clip. So what you're doing by saying so what you're saying is you can study a book thoroughly and then sell the implementation of it. So what you're doing is you're prematurely compressing when the first thing you should do is expand. You should expand on a prior, the prior of 4, 14, 60, and 163. Because when you make your brain better, you can sell better, but because what you see as high ego, it's truly high work. It's truly brain improvement. That's the series of things I used to think. It's tricking you into laughing along with improving your brain from video to video. Does that help? Because then you are becoming limitless. What you said was pretend to be limitless because you're prematurely compressing, you're prematurely summarizing. Ditto rock. You bring up a good point. Why not just use AI? Again, you go right to compression versus expand your brain. You go right to compression, which is summary, cheat, do less work. And then you could say the true thing, which is students just use AI now, which is why AI is making people remedial. and this is why this video is the best video that you've ever watched. And I'm embarrassed to say that because I'm getting better from video to video. Will you improve with me or just watch my star hit the stratosphere? Because I can tell, I can tell when the market adopts it because because I also know what it feels like to be in and around zero. And when I tell people in the real world, people's jaws drop and people just start throwing money. No, no, no. It's not your me being smart. It's I'm limitless as the smartest person in Silicon Valley, rocking an IQ below 90. Documented, some woman told my dad that I was retarded. Who's not retarded anymore as the number one smartest human in Silicon Valley. Dare I say the planet? I do dare say that because who can sell Jim Quick's book better? Me or Jim Quick? Who can sell Joe Dispenza's book better? And and I don't take this lightly. And it might sound like a joke. Who can sell Joe Dispenza's book better? Because if Joe Dispenza shows up and he's got 2 copies of his book, people would just be like, "Oh, you just want me to go to your $6,000 workshop." I want you to give me $100 million for James Nestor's book. Give me $100 million, or not you, because you don't have $1 million. You should. Who's going to give me $100 million? You can gossip about, yeah, you can gossip about it. And you can say that Elon Musk is smarter than Larry Chang. I don't like being smarter than my acquaintance, Elon Musk. I don't like it. I don't like it. Are Elon Musk and I Eskimo brothers? Yes. Who introduced me to Elon Musk? Kate Kavanaugh. She said, Kate Kavanaugh Savage, kind of like Whitney Wolf Heard. Why? Because hot blondes like to hyphenate. Kate Kavanaugh, you should meet my ex boyfriend. I'm like, what? No. What do I mean you meet your ex boyfriend for? No, no, no. You would hit it off. I'm like, okay. Only because, you know, you do magical things, right? Okay, I will meet him. But why should I? You guys are exactly the same. Uh, okay. Guess who agrees? Guess who agrees? Guess who agrees? Elon Musk. He agrees to it happily. He's incredibly intelligent. Yeah, he's actually smarter, but not only is he maybe smarter, but not like smart, like smartest guy in the world smart, because you actually don't want to be that. He is audacious enough to have asked something that I did not ask because Alex Lana says, "What's up? Welcome." We're talking about landing a rocket ass first. Easily top 5 most amazing feat. You know what? I want to rank Elon Musk landing a rocket ass first as the most amazing feat of aerospace engineering. Am I a semi professional aerospace engineer? Yes. Do we have a background in physics? Yes. Is that why the compression algorithm prematurely compressed? Yes. Who reads a ton? Elon Musk. Who can you be via this video? Early stage Elon Musk. Web 12. Zip 2. What's Web 12? Welcome to this channel. My channel's on what they don't teach you in school. We're currently catching you up by talking about Elon Musk starting a company. It's called Zip 2. You can paste copy a company Zip 2 so that way you can you can gossip about Elon Musk microdosing, or you can macrodose this advice. This is financial advice, which is Zip 2. Yellow pages into web pages. A yellow page is from a book. It's called a book of phone or a telephone book. There are two colors of pages, white pages and yellow pages. Did we just become best friends? Yes, because this AI, Asian intelligence, now can be slapped onto a web page. Will you zip to it? Do you have a website? Will you create one web page? Do you see how you can do zip 2? What is zip 2? Taking one yellow page and loading it up into a web page. Did he sell that business for $180 million? Yes. Will you take this one page video and turn it into one web page? Do you have a website? Once you get a website, Google will give you 250K to do AI shiitake. Did this video just make you limitless or at least make $18 from transcribing this one web page? Why? Because people are going to cheat and use AI. They need to know the numbers 14, 4, 60, and 163 of a book that I did not write, but will sell you for $800. Let's get you off of the number zero, and let's also get you off of the number zero sales, which is I was calling insurance schools by I pulled over 100 good data points from various sources, and the AI system said I have an IQ 136. So what we're doing to get you off of zero is before the end of this video, you're going to sell something for $800 that costs way less than $800. This is how. Pen to paper, LC signs, right? LC signs, which is LCRRM. Is this going to go on an LC sign that you buy? Optional. No pressure to purchase a sign from Larry or Tony from LC Signs. It is this. Feel free to screenshot, which is how you're going to sell. You buy two books or show two books. If you buy two books and this doesn't work, write 16 sentences on why it didn't work, and I'll refund you 2x $16, which is two books, $16 that you lost. Buy two books, go to a coffee shop, like a psycho, stay off your phone, plop these books down. Memorize the numbers 14, 4, 60, and 163. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Larry claims his IQ is over 400. So, real quick on that, what is IQ? IQ is mental age divided by chronological age. So, if you're Tom Brady and you're 270 years old, but playing football like you're 30 years old, your IQ is now 900. You may hate the math on that. You may hate Tom Brady because you think he's cheating, but you can't argue with the fact that he has 270 years worth of football knowledge in his brain. So, 270 years, that's documented. Why? Because I taught him, I was his mentor, and I taught him how to talk shit. You said Limitless didn't have any Asian people in it. Being limitless is being Chinese, deeply understood Chinese knowledge. Because I'm in math class right now, a fourth time. This is your first math class. So, is this Tom Brady's first rodeo? No. Dick Rabine, Charlie Weiss, two 80-year-olds. One of them passed away because he was so old. How do I know that those are his mentors? Were they also my quarterback mentors? No. That's when Tom Brady surpassed me, 270 years worth of football knowledge. At 30 years old, that's an IQ of 900. I thought this is mostly based on processing power, understanding, and about how many concepts you can hold in your head at a time. No, it's mental age divided by chronological age. So you're in the danger zone of like 120 to 150, whereas my IQ is both higher than yours and lower than yours, which is why I'm surrounding you right now as one person. You see, in a three-way, you think that the two girls are just doing whatever they want. They're not. I am both in front of them and behind them because I'm having them think that they're victimizing me when I'm actually giving you consent as two girls older than 22, younger than 23. Can we focus not on sex, but on winning? Mental age divided by chronological age. So you take the two books, you just park it on your restaurant table. People will cold open you, especially women if you're a guy. If you're a girl, guys probably cold open you too much already. Text message me and we'll exercise selling while simultaneously being safe in a public setting. This is how it works. Do you like how I wrote LCRRM in an L shape, inverted? Can you take your hat off for a second? Only if you subscribe to my OnlyFans Discord, OnlyPants. I consent to you sending me pictures of your boobs. Can you focus? LCRRM. LCRRM. Both pages are important. Both pages are important. Don't says con man cowboy. Thank you for telling me that thank you for telling me that your one of your parents was addicted to drugs, aka potentially an alcoholic. Forgive them. Forgive them. Or if the father figure in your life decided having sex with random strangers that weren't your birth mother was a better choice than hanging out with you. Don't view that as a self-worth indication. View it as a inability to pay attention. Forgive them. So you calling me a con man for giving you the most valuable video that you've ever watched, speechless, hezzy, hezzy, speechless. Uh, it's it's uh, it's 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 adult content. I think it's 21 and over. Let's focus. 168 is BJ Fogg. It's small, 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 big, making me look up page 168 for you. Oh, it is. Small steps becoming real. BJ Fogg. Finally, Fogg notes. Fogg, page 168. Fogg equates ability with simplicity. Oh, the simplicity of mental age divided by chronological age. Fogg equates ability with simplicity, noting that when something is simple for us, we are considerably more likely to do it. He defines the six categories of simplicity: time, money, physical effort, brain cycles, social deviance, non routine. Oh, wow. 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 This is the value of this video. Hold on to your butts because we're about to land a rocket ass first. $800. How? We're going to sell it for $800. What? $800? That's too much money. LCRM. Hashtag LCRM. It's a magical trick which will make you feel amazing. And the dopamine rush from closing a deal will be jaw dropping. $800. If you read two chapters, I'll give you $400 back. So that way you'll get all $800 back. That's the deal. Are you in? Rich people will be like, "Did you just offer me the book for free?" Poor people will say, "What if you run away with my $800 and never give me the money back?" Either way, you win because you find out why they're not becoming limitless. Because rich people who are rich, they will want to learn from you and limitless. The way that you would never buy a book for $800 does not mean that rich people won't pay $800. The reason that we have a hard time selling things is we don't understand that solutions have monetary values. Because if you can solve a person's problem because you've not tried to solve a person's problem before, problems are incredibly valuable to solve. Look at how curious you are with reading the book Limitless. Remember, this is doing turnarounds. This is us doing stuff that they don't teach you in school. In school, it's read this boring book for some boring outcome. I can't think of a more exciting outcome than charging a person $800 and telling them, hey, after you read two chapters, I'll give you all $800 back. Rich people then say, well, how will you know that I've read it? Oh, good question that you're ready for. This is in sales called listener train of thought. Is this teaching you how to sell your first thing? It is. It is teaching you how to sell your first thing. LCRM. Larry Chang, reverse rebate model. How will you know that I read it? Could I just lie to you and then get $400 back? Sure, you could lie to me, or you could post a 3-minute video on social media. You look like you use a lot of Instagram. So, is this just PR for the book? Sure, sure. But then you lost money. You had to pay $14 for the book. Yeah, that's correct. But now I have 2 videos and now I've made a best friend. Or they're like, "Why would I do that? I don't trust you because I have father abandonment issues," right? That's okay too, because you can say this: "Why don't you do what you always do, which is buy this book and then never read it because they sell it on Amazon for $14." The "don't pay me $800" is the best walkaway ever. Why? Because you don't need to sell 800 copies at $800. You just need to sell two. Because when you sell two, you're going to have so much confidence that you're going to think that my ginormous ego is warranted because I got you to do something that Y Combinator has a really hard time doing, which is getting their portfolio companies off of the number zero. True story, half those companies die with zero revenue. And remember, venture capital, that's not revenue. Venture capital, it's a mortgage where the VCs, they could fire you and keep all your money and your equity. $800. You don't need them to give you $800. What you need to do is you need to get comfortable asking for obnoxiously high sums of money and waiting for people's reaction. I'm not going to sell you a book for $800 because I want to F with your mind. Why? Because it's hilarious to see what people do with a library card. This is a library card. What library card is this? It's called YouTube, and this is the first time you've ever really used YouTube the way that Steve Chen and Chad Hurley meant for you to watch YouTube, which is which is you on TV getting better. It's you going from video to video saying, "OMG, this is the most valuable video that I have ever watched." Good job, Scribe Bites. PQRST. Preview question reads, summarize test. That's how, Julian. Boom! Number one A plus I think I've given in the last 15 minutes. Why? Because hashtag LCRRM also applies. So, Julian brings up a terrific question and a terrific comment. You guys should be friends. And text me Julian and Scribe Bites with your real name. Why? Because this study group has a shot. This is what we're doing. You can text me the other user's name, and then when the other user texts me your username and their username, I will start up the text group chat. Am I charging you money? No. This is LCRRM, Larry Chang reverse rebate model, because we're using PQRST to make $800. Selling something is incredibly hard. And the next question is the first question that everyone asks: how do we market to rich people? Clipping, clipping. question, how do we market to rich people? I just spent sentences and sentences and sentences on sales strategy, sales skill, sales protocol. First question was, how do we market to rich people? Marketing and sales are two different words with two very different functions. When you juxtapose the two words, your likelihood of staying at zero is high. Your bankruptcy percentage also spikes. You can make 8 units of money explaining the fact that marketing is not sales. Because after all that time I spent on sales, you asked a marketing question. And that's very cliche and now profitable because you don't want to do marketing, you want to do sales. Did Jessica Livingston speak about this in her book as the co founder of Y Combinator? Founders need to spend more time on sales, less time on marketing. Has YC expanded on that genius piece of advice? Nope. It's been absolutely ignored. This is how to sell to rich people. Lower taxes, that's how rich people, blah, blah, blah. So, what Rock did was also a common error, which is macro. Macro is big picture, and then he went right to gossip. Whereas we're not gossiping about people, we're doing micro. We're not doing macro. Macro is rich people in general. I'm saying micro, which is actionable. And then gossip about Trump on tax. While that is true, none of it helps your brain, which is gossiping about people. We're sharing ideas about protocols. About, we're sharing ideas. We're gossiping about execution. We're not gossiping about people. And now all of us in this room are hyper focused. Let's get into the question re-asked, which is, how do we sell things to rich people? We want to forgive rich people for being rich. We want to, dare I say, admire a rich person for an arbitrage that they discovered, which helped them be rich. You can ask me, hey, Larry, what are your thoughts on India? Or you can fix your broken brain because I've been to IIT, Illinois Institute of Technology. It's the IIT of America. Are these hilarious jokes? They are, because the ability to listen is what rich people got rich. I'm talking about self-made people. I'm not talking about rich people who got rich from divorce. I'm not talking about rich people who got rich from inheritance. And before you say, "Oh, Larry, you're just standing on third base thinking that you hit a triple." No. No. A triple in baseball is very successful. A home run is going all the way with a girl before even knowing her name because you're so hot. So I'm not standing at third base thinking I hit a triple. That's where people are like, "Oh, your family was rich." My family simulated me being poor, us being poor, and I'm not standing on third base thinking I hit a triple. I'm standing on first base thinking that I've made 17 bases and that my name is Kyle Stowers. I'm not standing on third base. The fuck am I going to do on third base? I don't even like third base. You know what third base is? Third base is anal. Yeah. Why would I want to put it in a girl's butt when, why? Just why? Just why? I'm standing on first base. You know why? Because most of you guys can't tell the difference between a platinum Rolex and a stainless Rolex. It looks like a starter watch. What's first base after 17 bases? That's, I've already hit 4 grand slams, and I'm still super happy about the base on balls because I'm standing on first base. Where do your business specialties arguments, if you don't mind me asking? I'm self made myself, and I agree with your point about self made versus not. So, my business specialty is technical sales. I went through engineering school and I also sold cars. Did I help Elon Musk sell cars? No. He sold cars on his own doing food for lead gen. What's food for lead gen? It's standing in a mall offering cupcakes and cookies while selling Teslas. Let me repeat that. Food for lead gen. It's going to the Austin motel with the logo of a giant penis, parking a trailer, and selling cars out of a trailer. Have you heard of the rap star that sold compact discs, demo tapes out of the trunk of their car? That's me and Elon Musk doing food for lead generation. I give you free food. Oh, I have some free food right here. I give you bags of free food here to a conference. I give you free food, 15 items of free food. Don't do this, by the way, because it's kind of dangerous. I give you 15 free items of food. Two of the free items for food end up making me $30,000. That's food for lead generation. Can you wish my friend blah blah blah? Why are you taking the GMAT? I'm giving you the information for business school right now. So I'm going to say you're welcome for the placement exam of me placing money into your bank account, right? So $800. This is how to sell things to rich people. You want to go to a nice coffee shop in a nice neighborhood. You put the two books on the coffee table, waiting for people to ask you about why you have two books. I used to think you needed at least two people for book club. You can just do book club with one person. Why? Because they have a person who's curious about books where you're going. Book club at a coffee shop, book club at a steakhouse, book club at a nightclub. This also works in a nightclub. This is how to sell things to rich people. We're not marketing to rich people. When you try to do marketing, you're going to go bankrupt. You want to sell to make money initially. It's incredibly unpopular. This is how I became the third institution of Silicon Valley. The other two lesser ones are Y Combinator and Stanford University. Why are they lesser? Because it's impossible to get into and all their content is open source, now put behind a paywall. Why? Because they hated the fact that I had zero admittance requirements, meaning if you have Wi Fi, you have full unfettered access to my brain, showing you the holes that occur in Y Combinator, a business incubator, accelerator, venture capital firm, and Stanford University. This is what YC and Stanford refuse to teach: distribution. This is what they don't teach you at Stanford Business School until I started teaching it at the engineering school: sales and distribution. You asked me what my background was, and it was technical sales. How did Elon Musk get people to believe in him when few people believed in him, except for Steve Jurvetson and Tim Draper? Friend, 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 which is doing technical sales. Technically, you had to sell a person who had a yellow page, you had to sell them a web page, technically. technically. Was it a hard sale? Kind of. What's a easier sale? Selling a rich person a book for $800. Why are you guys not saying thank you to this? Oh, connections. Connections are everything too. If you can network and fake clean branding, it gets you so far. I don't know what you're talking about, but I don't disagree with you. I am looking for a thank you, though. Not to make me feel good, but to increase your gratitude and allow the love and knowledge to flow from me to you. Thank yous are optional. Good morning. If you're meeting me for the first time, yeah, I'm actually like this all the time. Larry, I already said thank you by hitting the like button. Do you care about likes? I want you to like it so hard that you unlike it because then you'll understand that I don't care about the algorithm or you distributing by like, commenting, and subscribing. What? Like every time I hear that, I cringe, which is you're delegating distribution to YouTube. When you beg for comments, likes, and subscribes, this is juxtaposing marketing with sales with I'm delegating my distribution work to YouTube. You do not delegate sales, selling, and distribution to YouTube. This is also a mistake that people make is, oh, if I only had a million subscribers, then I would make money and monetize. No, 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 no. You monetize before my video ends. Are we going to monetize before this video ends? Oh, thank you for your thank you. Not because I need your thank you, but because I need you in chapter 8, Gratitude, my mentor's book on gratitude, karma. It can be tracked, measured, and channeled. Hey, Larry, I don't get your business model. How do you make money from this? Me? I'm probably going to make $800 million because this video is called Turnarounds. If I'm working this hard to turn around random people here on YouTube with sell one thing, imagine how well I can turn around Uber. Oh, wait, I already did turn around Uber. The way I can turn around Bumble. Oh, wait, I already made them $500 million using stuffed animals. And if I'm being honest, the people who shorted the company into bankruptcy, they turtled when they found out that Larry Chang was committed to turning the company around. So, so thank you for helping me. Wow, look at this thank you. Oh, I appreciate you sharing with others, but I'm not in need of the advice. But thank you for spreading it to others. I always try to get people in my life educated on how not to be stuck. Wow, I love that. We're cohorts. I appreciate you, Ruth Connor. Sounds like you think you know everything. We could view it negatively, or we could realize that Ruth Connor is accelerated, and that's okay. That's okay because LCRRM, Larry Chang Reverse Rebate Model, within PQRST, Preview Question Read, Summarize Test, which is not coincidentally Chapter 4 and Chapter 14. You guys like what I did there by pinning the tweet? I'm moderating my own room while hashtag expand on a prior. That's the key to brain health is expanding on a prior. That's what you're selling also, which is incredibly valuable. I will not say aliens, and I will not be distracted from my guest star from Y Files, Hecklefish. PQRST 14 4 60 163. How to sell things to rich people. You put the bait out there, which is Why are you showing up with a cowboy hat and 2 books? Why? We're doing that because people love entertainment. How are rich people entertained? Not by doing rich people things. Rich people have been rich a really long time. Rich people have been rich a very long time. Free swag. Rich people love free shit. That's not what we're talking about. They want entertainment. And how does this entertainment occur? By meeting people that they find entertaining, that people that they meet that aren't just a pleasure to meet, that they're a vacation to be around. When you become a vacation for rich people, they will want to work with you. And that's not being negative or being their cohort. Like, that's not how you don't drag them down and say negative things. That's what some people do. What we're doing is what we're doing is being a useful resource. This is how. By having two books that are not your books, people who are successful and are going to be rich in the future are going to be shocked and awed. Why? Because the condition of the world on July 31, 2025 is people can't read. Giuseppe says, "Good morning. You're just in time, buddy. We're about to pull some money," which is us still being on fire from last night, which is this: one person, two books. It's like two girls, one book, book roulette. It's like two girls, one cup, but for money and not some sadistic corn, porn, which is one person, two books. What book? Two copies of the same book, Limitless. Why? People are going to cold open you. This is the Scout Report. This is the PQRST on questions to expect, parlaying the questions that you're ready for into money. Is this Tom Brady, the Homo sapien football player who enjoys being employee number 12? Yes. This is Tom Brady saying on the football field, "Hey guys, we're going to win. We've previewed everything. We've asked ourselves the tough questions. We're going to make the right reads." And to sum it up, I think we're going to pass this test. He literally said PQRST on a football field, mic'd up. Was he trying to tell people that Larry Chang was his mentor and now he's mentoring Larry Chang on doing a turnaround? Yes, because every time I see a Hertz commercial, I'm like, I can't believe Tom Brady. I'm getting goosebumps right now. I can't believe Tom Brady is in a commercial selling Tesla while he's turning around Hertz. Let me repeat that. This isn't Tom Brady, my dog. This is Tom Brady, the kind of aggressive human who is kind of a dick. who I'm impressed by, who mentors me. Mindless owner says, "Hi, what's up? Welcome to my channel. What they don't teach you in school." We're in the middle of a Tom Brady commercial, not where this is a paid placement. This is a turnaround. This is Tom Brady turning around Hertz by selling you a Tesla. By the way, if you're multitasking this, turn off the TV. I can hear it. It's distracting your brain. Tesla. It's a Tesla commercial. Tom Brady's doing an advertisement to do what? To sell you a 4-day long Tesla test drive in a Hertz. Is this HTMMWIMM? It is. It's how to make money while you're making money. Full circle back to limitless, which is this is how to make money. I'll even buy you 2 copies of the book. So that way you bring it to a steakhouse or a Four Seasons or a Nobu. Larry Chang, co-founder. Wear something nice, but not too nice where people think you're a hooker, right? You wear something nice and you don't say hooker things. Oh my God. Which is your sugar daddy is bankrupting you, or at least your last one. This sugar daddy, you're going to have to pay dinner coach first. This is how you're going to make $800 for you to buy me one dinner at a Michelin star restaurant. Let's go. Let's buy Larry Chang some dinner. Let's buy Larry Chang some dinner. Please also be older than 22, younger than 23, and giant boobs. Technically, I have a girlfriend, but this will just be a platonic dinner, which is this. These are the questions you should anticipate being asked. Once you hear these questions, you will go right to the money. This is not marketing to rich people. This is ambushing rich people into throwing you money. This is me buying you dinner with knowledge. Here we go. Hey, loser, is that your book? What loser travels around with their own book? That's what you want to do. Julian Burns. So you're saying don't sell it, become the person first? And you said sales is more important than marketing. I'm going into details. I'm going into details because initially you want to do customer service for a book that you didn't write. Oh my God. I should clip that, but we don't have to. You know what? I will clip it because you're going to forget it because it feels like you're not taking paper notes. And Julian, turn off the TV, turn off the other computer, and just watch this. I know you're doing two screens. Creepy. Creepy, isn't it? So you're saying don't sell it, become the person first. And you said sales is more important than marketing. So what I'm saying is you initially want to do customer service. You initially want to do customer service on a book you didn't write by selling a book that you didn't write. When I say customer service, the reason that's genius is you should put a pin in that because you can do customer service for other people's product. Why? Because it's right to repair. Did I make a significant amount of money doing right to repair your experience? Yes. Correct. Customer service for a book you didn't write. Did I do customer service for Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax? Yes. Yes. So it's customer service for a book you didn't write, which is Tito Morg saying, I'm going to lasso that BS advice. Initially, people make fun of you. Later, they try to throw money at you. This is why this video is me turning you around. People cold open you by saying, why do you have 2 copies of the book? You say, "Oh, this is book club." Or they cold open and say, "Limitless." That sounds cheesy. AKA, I read zero book last year, zero point zero book last year. Why are they talking to you? Because they want to know why you're behaving differently. You're not behaving differently just to be different. This cowboy hat is actually incredibly functional because my baseball hat only goes in one direction. Also, the cowboy hat lets me sell a cowboy hat for $250 that I can then just go to my friend Jeff's website and buy it for $50. Yes, that's financial advice. So basically, online sales, but you have to understand the book thoroughly first. Good job turning off your TV because your questions are getting better. You don't want to do online sales, you want to do sales IRL because online sales, people say no to you and you don't feel pain. It's kind of like online dating. Dare I say, dare I say, Bumble online dating because you could think online dating is outsourcing your distribution. You could say that online dating lets you mark your weight at an incorrect level in addition to doctoring your pictures. Did I just solve and turn around Bumble as I'm solving this turnaround? Yes. Do you see me making nine figures from this video? Because I'm not turning around one company every other year. I'm turning around everybody. I literally am turning around everybody. Y Combinator? It's Harvard, Stanford business incubator. They can't turn around anybody because they're still bankrupting 60%. You could get mad that you think that this is BS, beyond simple. It is both complex and simple. It's not online sales, it's direct sales with people who are pre selected because they're the ones screaming at you, limitless, limitless, wrong way, limitless. That book sounds cheesy. Is this satirical? Are you trying to be funny? This is irony from a Chinese guy who's using humor to break the good news to you, which is anybody can cook ratatouille. Anybody can have a mouse as a mentor, also ratatouille. Anyone can learn the things at Y Combinator and Stanford University and Larry Chang because I don't put any of my stuff behind a paywall. And before people try to cancel this, you can't cancel the lesbian who was the first female to play in two sports for men. You can't cancel it. Oh, thank you. It does scream that, right? It does scream that. Because here's a question for you, Jojo333. How many millions are in 1 billion? How many? And then you not knowing that is why B and M are related like this with limitless. Is this book porn? Oh, I'm about to blow your minds. How many days ago was, how many months ago was a million seconds? Good job. Good job, you guys. That's step one. Because I will ask how many millions earn a billion, and I'll get all sorts of answers in the real world. Good job using AI, Asian intelligence. So now, how many How long ago was a million seconds? How many months ago was a million seconds? And how many months ago was a billion seconds? Or days? Or just time? A million seconds. How long ago was a million seconds? What? Answer the question. You can even use a computer. Here, let me help you out because we're becoming limitless in me shoving $800 into your brain by fixing your brain, which is which is winning at becoming limitless. Okay, so 11, 11 years. Thank you. Because a million seconds is 11.7 days ago. Now, what's a billion seconds? What's a billion seconds? So, exactly, a million seconds at 11 years, a billion seconds, 30 years. Do you see? No, you don't get it because you said a million seconds was 11 years away, where a million seconds was 11.7 days away. A billion seconds is 32.7 years. You see how close $1 million is? It's 11 days away. And then you're getting upset at me for 1,000 million because all a million is 1,000 billion. So what you're trying to do, exactly. I'm not losing the battle. I'm winning the war for your brain because what you're doing by saying that my room looks like a teenage girl's room is thinking page 127, page 132 thoughts of the rational male. Let's say you forgot to ask me what my pronouns were. Okay, it's she. And you are coming with your toxic male energy of you look like a girl room. You look like a girl lives there, right? That's what you said, or that's what you thought. And I'm going to be more of a man than you with my vagina because the world is my vagina. You're just living in it, which is, will you pick up the $800? Will you pick up the $800? Will you just pick it up? Me, my pronouns, my pronouns. It's she, he. Or else, how do you understand vagina so well? I mean, women don't understand women. So, how can women understand women? By doing gender reversal entrepreneurship exercises. The universal surrender is shut up, bish, because you have nothing else to say. And, 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 and then realizing that this is slow developing porn because this is porn for making money slowly overnight before this video ends. Before this video ends. Why? Because this is the best video you've ever watched. I'm not proud of that. I wish your dad would have watched this video before I made it because he could have just read it in a Tony Robbins book. Because if he would have known this stuff, he wouldn't have ditched and been a crappy dad. How real did this video just get? Unlimited, limitless power. Did Tony Robbins just have a book baby with Jim Quick? Becoming becoming super unlimited, becoming unlimited power, limit supernatural. Did Joe Dispenza, Tony Robbins, and Jim Quick just have a book baby? Let's focus on giving birth to one bank account in addition to your one that's negatively in arrears. which is negative balance, which is us focusing on turnaround. Realizing in this turnaround that sharks, when trained, behave like golden retrievers and that dolphins are cunts. Why? Look at the cunts that have an IQ of 130 to 160. That's dolphin. That's the rapers of the ocean because they sleep zero, basically, and eat food for 4 minutes. Now they have 19 hours a day to fuck around. JM chimes in with me taking a non sequitur and throwing it right into we're making $800 if I have to come through your phone, sing you a country song. Your phone's not so smart. It's really just breaking your brain. Does MLB know that Larry Chang is available for acquisition? They better hurry. The trade deadline is 6 p.m. JM, hugs, buddy. Hugs. My fear at night is this, that I forgot to talk about how to make $800. Thank you. Thank you. Because compliments will help you. Who is JM? 9 videos in, 80% negative. That pinned tweet is is not going to help Larry Chang. It's showing that we're turning around JM. You're just in time. Why? Because I'm shoving with my ginormous number one smartest brain in Silicon Valley thing into $800 onto your Cash App, Venmo. This is what we're doing. You thought I was going to bring up Limitless? You thought I was going to bring in Limitless? We already made $800 with Limitless using 4 numbers. We're now going to this book. Who was on the live stream yesterday? When you watch me do a turnaround, that's why I tagged this August, July 31, because yesterday was July 30. A plus, Giuseppe, A plus, A plus. Because Giuseppe just reminded me to remind you that within 12 months of me reading Psycho-Cybernetics via my mentor, Augie Garrido, I made $1 million, which is 11.7 days ago. That's a million seconds. A million seconds in the future is basically in less than 2 weeks. Did I just help you with the dollar figure 1 million? Here's another help, which is Becoming Limitless and Dan Olson's book, which Dan Olson cheered me on when I was doing legendary things, aka reverse VC. Getting VCs to pay me $4,000 cover charge. Brady Bear, there's no barking even in your dreams. Good boy. I love you. You're such a good dog. Good boy, Brady. No barking. I'll let him rebel in his dreams because he doesn't bark IRL. Brady, let that girl dog, let those two girl dogs take advantage of you. Just sit there and take it. You love it. You know you love it. Dan Olson, chapter 9, chapter 6. This is yesterday's video too. This is us selling Dan Olson's book for $800. Can we just focus on the money? Yeah, but why do you have 0 books written if anybody can write a book? Why not just use OBS and stream across multiple platforms? Because I don't want to diversify. I want to have you pick up the $800 via what two chapters? Comment the two chapters. Comment the two chapters so that way the 800 bucks is real. Love Israel. Come on. What two chapters? You're not writing a book. Plus, I could write a book in 2 minutes with AI. Dan Olson, Product Management Handbook. Dan Olson. That's it. That's it. Chapter 14. Last last chapter 6, chapter 9. This is what you're going to do. This is not $800. This paper notebook is $50. On page 1, you're going to write out chapters 1 through 14. You're going to read you're going to write out chapters 1 through 14 on a piece of paper because you've never copied stuff and written it out by hand. Why are we doing it by hand? Why are we doing it by hand? We're doing it by hand because this will be the most important $800 you've ever made. And your cost for every $800 you make is going to be less than 20 LCRM for a fifth time or a first time. Because remember, I'm good at math class because this is the 3,000th time I've taken this math class. This is how the math works within Larry Chang reverse rebate model. We should call the model what it is, which is the Mark McCormack reverse rebate model. But I'm afraid if it doesn't work, you're going to be like, fuck Mark McCormack. His model doesn't work. I'm not down with that. I want you to be like, fuck that Larry Chang guy. His model doesn't work. Oh, it works because I got it from Mark McCormack, which is us focusing on Mark McCormack, the reverse rebate model. What is it? It's hilarious and it's awesome. And this is where faux homo is real, which is a person who's faking being homosexual because they're trying to make fun of me and trying to use dark energy to distract anybody, to distract people. Because as a lesbian, I consent to you fixing your brain, which is us focusing on the Larry Chang reverse rebate model, which is what? Which is you don't need money to make money, which is taking pride in this work, which you might screw up, but you won't. And then you can finally call it what it is, the Mark McCormick reverse rebate model, which is this. You charge $800 for Dan Olson's book. You charge $50 for a notebook that is this big. You charge $50. I am actually this well prepared because this script is on script. This is not my first YouTube video. This is not my first rodeo. This is not my first math class. This is us winning. Welcome to the Larry Chang channel on things that I used to think. Because I used to think that selling stuff was nearly impossible. This makes it not only highly probable, but also highly profitable, where I am telling you this with all of my being, essence, and positive energy. This is what we're doing. Thank you for thinking that you're discovering me. And yes, get a study buddy for this or not. You should. Two girls, one book. Reverse rebate model. you charge $800. If they read two chapters, 9 and 6, you have them summarize it in a 3-minute video, post it on social. That's Web 2. That's Zip to Elon Musk. Yellow pages into web pages. This is video onto a web page. Making money while you're making money, while you're marketing, but you're actually hard closing them for money. Oh, Dan Olson, lean product. I guess you're part of that lean movement, which is MVP, which Steve Blank started. Do you even buy into that entrepreneurship shit? Like, this world's so fraudulent right now. Wah, 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 wah. Or they're like, hey, are you a product manager? Anything that a person says, negative or positive, I go right to guns. Let me give you 8 examples, all of them hilarious. Why are they also hilarious? Because I took the time to explain complicated things in a unique and fun way. Cold opens or negative or positive, heckle, hecklefish chiming in, negative people chiming in. Yeah, yeah. Thanks for not understanding what aerospace engineering is and how nozzle principles invert at supersonic speeds. Hecklefish, the moon landing is real. Let's go. I've yet to see any money strategy. All of it has been money strategy, which is me singing you a song called Larry Chang Gets You to Buy Something for $800 that costs less than 30. Let's go. When a person, let's say a woman, says something negative, I go right to closing. Here's an example of heckle female. She's a mid 7'8". She sees the hottest guy who's tall and says, is it true what they say about Chinese guys? Implying penis. That's going right to guns because she's not saying something negative. She's actively thinking about your eggplant. What then you do is you take the negative and you turn it into a positive. Let me give you another example. Limitless. Oh, I saw that movie. Are you on drugs? Hmm. Well, looks like your brain is stuck on four numbers: 14, 4, 60, and 163. Break. Be well. Fuck off. You don't say fuck off, but you're like, be well. And it'll be like, what? What? Like, you are looking at my book thinking I can't read two books because you can't read one book. Plot spoiler, most people can't read. Most people can't read. They definitely can't sit and be quiet and read for 10 minutes. If you can, you're a super you're becoming superhuman. You're becoming supernatural. If you can not read 10 pages in 10 minutes, you can try to read for 5 minutes and you can try to read 2 pages. Larry, was there a particular moment or event that made you realize that you had truly made it? Yeah, it's where I have the patience to help people focus, which is let's focus on making the 800 bucks and not gossip about when I made my first, or not made my first million, but had my first million, like the emotions that felt. So 800. Most people will have something generally positive when you're showing a book on entrepreneurship, or we live in America, we don't read, LOL, right? So this is solving the reading problem while solving a money problem, while selling things to rich people or selling things to people who are going to be rich, which is you, which is what YC and Stanford refuse to teach. You could hate me for telling you that I'm the number one most important institution in Silicon Valley, becoming smartest by asking some simple questions, which is tech sales. It's hard as fuck. Tech sales. It'll help us women become VCs. Why? Because people realize that VCs are just stock, pump, and dumpers, technical stock. So if you can sell technical bullshit, you need a backdrop in selling technical shit that's real. Tech sales. Is that the most amazing thing anyone's ever heard? Pretty much. Oh, goodness. You should give me money and I'll make a business and you can have 15% of the company. What do you think? Uh, I think you're retarded. And I'm the guy who brought that word back. Why? Because when we stop using that word, we let people who think that you need money to make money because you think you need money to make money and you're retarded, right? And chink is chinky for chinky cherry, which is which is you have zero Chinese friends, and I can also absolutely guess your ethnicity because you revealed it. You revealed it, and you're upset that Chinese people are higher up in the hierarchy, which is not a tongue twister. Why? Because I'm going to pin your message because thank you for letting me remind people that IIT is the Illinois Institute of Technology in America. 800 bucks. 800 bucks. Oh, you use that word as a dark energy because you were violated when you were a child and your dark angel is lying to you thinking that lying to you by telling you that he protects you by putting up a wall. Oh, is this Brianna Wolf's book, The Mountain Is You? Yeah, because your self sabotage and your self hatred is from that childhood violation. What were you, 5? Yeah. Forgive them. Let's improve. Say thank you for the $800. This is how it's going. Some people cold open with that negative thing. Some people cold open with that negative thing, which is some negative thing, a nozzle, a garden hose. You put your thumb over it and the water squirts out faster. When you tell negative people, thank you for being negative, I don't want your $800. Now, rich people who are minorities, they're like, I have to give you $800. Boom! You just made another $800. If $800 offends you, get ready to be more entertained as you hate watch this because half the people are going to sell their first $800 book. I'm going to show it to you actually. You can screenshot it and then flip the mirror because this is in code. These page numbers. What we're do you need it faster? Stop touching other things. Focus on your phone. Focus on your phone. Focus on one stream. This is not something to multitask. 800 bucks. Let's lower the bar while we simultaneously raise the bar. You like that? You like that? You did, right? We're going to sell a $50 notebook that costs 80 cents. You guys say thank you because this works. You guys say thank you because this works. And if you don't say thank you, it's not going to work for you. You guys say thank you for these $50 bills. You guys focus. Say thank you for the $50. I'll let you sell maximum of 3. I'll even give you the 3. Yeah, my heart's just that open right now. It's my heart chakra. Can't help it. Mark, you don't need money to make money. You just need to fix your broken brain. Is that page 168? It is. Did we just become best friends? Did we just become Bumble best friends? You guys, why are you not saying thank you? I'm about to help you LCRM 350 bucks. By you guys not saying thank you, I'm going to bless, because remember that earlier prayer? You guys prayed for money. This is the money. This is going to be recorded and distributed. This is what we're doing, which is selling a $50 notebook that costs 80 cents. I'm not going to leave the Amazon link on down below because people who do that are stupid. Well, maybe not stupid, but yeah, whatever. Gaming Lab 9000, greetings, which is a game that we're playing. It's called Let's Do Things That Make Us Feel Amazing. You thought I was going to say, let's do things to get rich. No. If I said that, you'd be like, oh, he's just going to try to sexually take advantage of me because I'm older than 22 and younger than 23 and blonde. He's just going to try to take advantage of me. It is this: at a party, walking your dog, listening to a conversation. When somebody says something, you say, hey, can you repeat that? And you whip out your notebook and you write it down. Let me show you an example of how that works, because I don't need you to trust me. I just need to meet the next 10 blonde billionaires who start unicorn companies, leveraging the first institution of Silicon Valley, Larry Chang, before they enter Stanford University, institution number 2 of Silicon Valley, as they then go to Y Combinator while they do what? While they enter Y Combinator without even needing to apply. This is how it works. Oh, you're talking about you're talking about you're talking about Kobishimari? Oh, hey, can you repeat that? Because it feels like it's important enough for me to write down. What did you say that was again? Kobishimari? Oh, is that the Japanese practice of polishing up shit? Hey, I should connect you with I should connect you with Dan Olson, because I think you two could collaborate on Polynesioshi, Kobishimari, and other Japanese words. Am I accidentally saying the words that are going to cause Pearl Harbor? I don't know because I don't speak Japanese. Are you trying to Pearl Harbor America again? Because I thought we cut off your ability to wage war and now there's peace, right? So, what you're doing is you're just taking the things that you hear and writing them down. People are going to be like, OMG, that's so old school, right? They're going to say that. Then you're going to say, yeah, but it fixes my brain. And then they're going to be like, you know how to fix your brain? I need to fix my brain. And then you say, would you like your brain fixed for $50? And they're like, maybe. And then you say, look, let me sell you this paper notebook. If you take 2 pages of notes and post it to your Instagram, which you look like you just live on Instagram, you can get all $50 back. You don't even need to tag me. You just need to text me or let me know, hey, give me $25 back for my one post of notes. What are you doing? You're charging people $50 for something that you paid 80 cents for. But that $50 they paid, it's worth $5,000, especially if they make $200,000 a year. Let me repeat those numbers. People's brains are so broken right now that my close rate for cold opens is 100%. Remember, Jesus only closed 50% of the people that he told the good news to. Remember, in foxholes, there are no atheists. So wait a minute. In foxholes, everyone believes in God. But getting crucified on the cross, one of the guys didn't believe in God. Literally, God incarnate is two people down. And you don't believe that Jesus is giving you good news? That's why my conspiracy theory is that Jesus wanted to only bat 500 because he didn't want to bat 1,000. And he also didn't want to be seen by 50,000 Romans. He just wanted to be seen by 500 people, which is why will you sell three $50 notebooks? Remember, it's basically still free, but the brain chemical that gets released from risking $50 and then getting $50 back, that's a dopamine hit 4 times. And I know you think the dopamine just got hit twice, but the dopamine actually hits 10 times, even though only two financial transactions occurred. The dopamine hits 10 plus times, even though max 3 financial transactions occurred. What are we doing right now? We're solving this guy, Chris Anderson. He wrote a book on freemium. Why? Because Y Combinator and Stanford are still using the old model. You see, I wasn't joking about being the number one smartest person when it comes to entrepreneurship. I wasn't joking. Problem free. Stanford entrepreneurs and Y Combinator entrepreneurs, they still give things away for free. Why? Because they're trying to get people to use it. And then after you use it, you get hooked and then you buy it. That model doesn't work. Look at how hard I'm selling you things that cost $0. And then losers will still be like, oh, this is a scam. Oh, I'm not buying it for $0. Whereas if I would have charged you $8,000, you'd be like, I made $8,000 like by day one of the 4-day workshop, right? And if you don't make $8,000, get the F out of workshop. In fact, the way I'd run the workshop is it's $80,000. If you don't make $80,001 1 week before the workshop starts, you're an idiot. Don't come to the workshop unless you make $80,001. Kind of like yesterday where I was charging $4,000,001. Why was I charging $4,000,001? Actually, I was charging 4,000,000, but don't pay me 4,000,000 until you make $4,000,001. That way you're cash flow positive and you won't be asking stupid questions like, did we just overpay this ginormous ego to come run our business in the easiest, simple shit that we could have been doing? Yeah, this motivational talk, it could have been self driven using AI. You could have just used AI for all this. because Grok 4 has my brain uploaded for every entrepreneurship problem 5 books have solved. What 5 books? It's my PhD thesis sitting over at Harvard. Thesis, not matriculated. It's just a genius thesis. Oh, Larry's got a PhD from Harvard. Yeah, you can give me a PhD after you give Steve Blank. Book number one, Steve Blank, Four Steps to the Epiphany. Give him a PhD first, then you can shove that PhD down my throat. Because it's not Dr. Larry unless we're doing some kink stuff. Book number two, Mark McCormack, What They Don't Teach You at Harvard Business School. Book three, Alexander Ostrander, Business Manager, Business Generation. Book four, Eric Ries, Lean Startup. Thinking about replacing Eric's book with Dan Olson's book. Yes, I'm friends with Eric Ries. Yes, I helped him nail a bestseller to the New York Times wall by doing 4 venues. Venue 1 is the same as venue 4. Oh, our book launch, our book launch became amazing. We need venue 2. Oh, we need a bigger venue, venue 3. Oh, we're so popular. We need venue 4. Oh, guess what? Venue 1 and venue 4 are the same thing because why not have it the same thing? You didn't remember that venue 1 is the same as venue 4. You're just part of the excitement. Oh, it's so exciting. New York Times bestseller, Eric Ries, Lean Startup. And Jeffrey Moore, Crossing the Chasm, Inside the Tornado, Crossing the Chasm from the Right. That's my PhD thesis. Inside the Tornado, Escape Velocity, Landing a rocket ass first, the, the dynamics of a nozzle, fluid dynamics. Why won't you just, Jeffrey Moore for AI, Jeffrey Moore, why won't you just say cross the chasm from the right? You won't say that because I executed your sequel book for you. I make no bold ego from being the smartest person in Silicon Valley when it comes to entrepreneurship. It shames me. It puts me in danger to have to tell you that. But how can people who read not just see that it's crossed the chasm from the right? Using the fifth epiphany. Is my PhD thesis non matriculated, the sequel to those 5 books? Yes. Do you think that I'm a scam artist because you don't understand my business model? Where I told you what my business model is. I want to make $350 million before my video ends. You might not be paying anything. You might be making a ton of money stealing my ideas. I, Larry Chang, transfer my IP to you to freely use. No citation required. And then if you're like, oh, you transferred it to me, now I'm going to sue you. You don't understand what prior art is. Thank you for making me mention that Larry Lessig is my mentor. Thank you for making me mention that Tom Campbell is my mentor. Thank you for making me mention that Carl Opedal and Mark McCormack, in order: Harvard Law, Stanford Law, Harvard Law, Yale Law. Larry Chang, no law. Well, no law school, but guest lecturer at Harvard Law School. Shucks. Shucks. 800 bucks, 50 bucks. You're selling a $50 notebook. Why? Because people's brains are broken. If you can't sell a $50 book, you are not talking to a person who makes $200,000. So just try to sell a $50 notebook to someone else. Remember, the question is, how do we sell stuff to rich people? We find people who are rich. Those people also can't read. It's not an epidemic. It's worse than an epidemic. to which I don't even know the word for. This is the pan pandemic, which is people's brains are broken. Fix it by chapter 21. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at how talented I am. I'm laughing at how talented I am because it's chapter 21 of Limitless. Hey, Larry, I thought the book only went 1 through 15. Yeah. And then Jim Quick did the expanded version and added 19. But he hasn't done the expanded version, which is chapter 21. Limitless writing. That was amazing. That was amazing. Can you sell chapter 21? I think you can. Larry, Larry Chang, Bitcoin guy? Wait a minute. I know you. Legend has it that you sold Safadine Amu, author of The Bitcoin Standard, that you sold him on ESPN. Wait a minute. You sit at Stanford baseball games and you talk the whole game. I hear you even go to all the away games. It's good to meet you for the first time. My notebook helps Stanford baseball players go pro. Why? Because the scouts in the stands are like, "What are you furiously writing?" And then genius Stanford kids will be like, "Oh, your notebook. Should I be scared?" Because with your notebook, before you sell it for $50, you're going to take notes. And are you really going to be taking notes? No, because you have a hard time listening and you got the TV on. But when you take notes in person, people are going to think that your brain is the best brain ever and they're going to want to fuck your brain. How are they going to do that? They're going to see that you're taking notes. Is this how I know about polycystic ovarian syndrome? Yes. Did I sit front row at a YouTube creator party at South by? Yes. Did they publish the syllabus before they started talking about vaginas? No. The SheMD podcast was not on the syllabus. Who's sitting front row who's 6'5", wearing a ginormous cowboy hat? This guy. As soon as she said vagina for the fourth time, she said she was going to say vagina and vagina health about 30 more times. Every dude ran for the doors because talking about testes and hair growth and irregular periods and pap smears and being discounted because we have issues with our vagina, every dude was literally running for the doors. That's not an exaggeration. People just look at me and assume that I'm a person who does not have a vagina. I am in possession of vagina and I am desperately wanting to learn about PCOS. That's why I dropped the video on it, in addition to endometriosis. To catch you guys up so that way you can be allies with my vagina health. Endometriosis is where the uterine lining grows outside of the uterus, and that crossover causes pain. Dare I say, more than monthly pain. Dare I say, increasing your use of painkillers such as ibuprofen. Does inflammation connect? It does. Does freezing bread lower our glycemic index? Also, yes. Notice the men look for the doors. I take notes for a good solid 70 minutes. I'm in the front row like Andrew Luck and Tom Brady, furiously scribbling notes as if you're giving me answers to a test that I'm currently taking right now. what happens? The entire room is like lit because the super hot Chinese guy is furiously taking notes. How many deals do I close? I'm closing deals. I'm closing deals as I'm taking notes because the vagina is getting thrown at me so hard that I feel even more pressure to focus. You know how like everyone in the room begins to look at you? You should. You should because PCOS is an under distributed thing. And so when you report on this, this helps us get the word out for not just doing pap smears because pap smears themselves not effective enough. Is there hair growth in areas that you shouldn't be having hair? That's testes, right? So what we're accomplishing here is leaning into it, leaning in, like Sheryl Sandberg has mentored us, is absolutely leaning in, where we get to do what? We get to improve our brain by leaning in. Sheryl Sandberg, going from Google to Facebook, becoming Meta, Fang, Hang, Bang, Gang, Duck9, two other companies named A, Netflix, Alphabet. Oh, Alphabet. That's the power of taking copious notes furiously as if you're Andrew Luck or Tom Brady or Larry Chang. Because then people will be like, I want to take notes too. And when you take notes, you increase your likelihood of making $50. What happens on Wednesdays and Mondays? I drop new episodes, but you can just remix my episodes because my YouTube practice, it's a practice. It's not a perfection.